So that is the chart. Well, since we just did the M-gram cobalt set, I wanted to do a mixing chart of the 5 colors in the set so we can kind of see what we can make from it. So I have violet going both ways, cobalt blue going both ways, and then this is cerulean blue deep, and then cobalt teal, and then cobalt green. So we're going to start with cobalt violet. I'm using this little dish to do the mixing in. Okay, so I think we're set on the cobalts, or the violets. I guess both were right. Okay, so now we want to do cobalt violet with cobalt blue. This gives us a nice sort of ultramarine violet. I was more thinking, well, yeah, M-grams ultramarine violet is actually a mixture with ultramarine blue. All of them are, so it makes it a little bit of a challenge. Well, no, it's probably better to have them all the same strength. It's a lot harder when you have a palette where there's one weak color. It just doesn't really work as well. The green is making a really beautiful gray. I love that. I thought it was going to be too light. I'm glad I didn't mix anything more in it. And that separation is just amazing. I love colors like this. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so we have cobalt blue with cobalt violet, cobalt blue, and now we have cobalt blue with cerulean blue deep. Okay, and cobalt blue with cobalt teal. It's really light. Not the color I was expecting. Blue and Cobalt Green. Just gonna lift this up so I don't get it on the other page. That really looks like Cobalt Green Deep. Get more of this down. Yep, looks a lot like that. Okay, and Cerulean Blue Deep. I still had some Cobalt Blue on my palette, so I just went ahead and did the first two. Sorry about that. Okay, so Cerulean Blue Deep and Cerulean Blue Deep. I messed up the violet again. Okay. And then Cobalt Teal. Oh, this I love. This is beautiful. That's such a gorgeous color. The green is nice too in another way. It's sort of trying to do what it did with the regular Cobalt Blue. Oops, sorry. Kind of like that more. Let's see how these dry. Cobalt Teal. I'm just gonna put that down now so I don't mess it up. I do a lot of my swatching by just kind of putting like large swaths of color down. I don't do a lot of these charts. This is more of a sky blue. With the violet. I try to do more of one color one way because this is Cobalt Teal and Cobalt Violet too, and the colors are different. So I added more teal here and more violet there. Okay. Okay, let's see. It's a pretty like sky blue. I feel like I've said that before. Probably because I'm doing cobalt. I think a lot of them are pretty like sky blues. And with the cerulean in the mix, it's kind of hard to not have that happen. So again, I don't want it to take over. It seems like the mixes with the Cerulean Blue Deep are really similar to the mixes with the Cobalt Blue. This is kind of like a mint. Cobalt Green is the last row. I feel like this is definitely the most concentrated color. So there's more green than violet, obviously, but I don't want two of the same, so. Actually looks more almost minty in the palette. Mini palette, I guess. Okay, let's Cobalt Blue with Cobalt Green. I definitely love that color. That might be my favorite so far. I'm always impressed at what greens can do with mixing. So never discount it if you don't like, just because you don't like the color right out of the tube. Cerulean Blue Deep. It's like an aqua. And then Cobalt Teal. Just kind of lighten the green. Jeez. Now we have Cobalt Green and Cobalt Teal here, and then Cobalt Teal and Cobalt Green here. So these are both the same mixes. Well, not the same mixes, but with different quantities. Okay, let's take the tape off and take a look. Put it this way first. Yeah. I love those clean lines. Okay, so I think we have a nice range of color. A lot more than I thought we would have. I really was not expecting this color. It's still probably my favorite, but I love like the sort of the turquoise colors, and the blues are nice and solid. I really do like that sort of ultramarine violet vibe I'm getting from this. This one's a nice, strong color. This is the one actually that I glazed over. I glazed over on both of those with the violet. I also like these lighter blues. So yeah, I think these are really nice. So I'm glad I did this. Let me go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so that's just the violet by itself. And then we have the Cobalt Blue and the violet mixed. And then the Cerulean Blue Deep and the violet mixed. And these two I glazed the violet on, both of these. And then this is the Cobalt Teal and the violet. And I really like the sort of the separation along with the granulation there. And then the Cobalt Violet and the green. Back up here. Okay, so this is Cobalt Blue and Cobalt Violet. And then the next one is just Cobalt Blue. And then we have the Cerulean Blue Deep and the Cobalt Blue. And then here we have the Cobalt Teal and the Cobalt Blue. And then the Cobalt Blue and the Cobalt Green. And now we are on Cerulean Blue Deep. So this is Cerulean Blue Deep and Cobalt Violet. And then we have Cobalt Blue and Cerulean Blue Deep. And then Cerulean Blue Deep, okay, this is just Cerulean Blue Deep. And then Cerulean Blue Deep and Cobalt Teal. I just love the way Cobalt Teal separates with other colors. And then Cerulean Blue Deep and Cobalt Green. And then up here we have Cobalt Violet and Cobalt Teal. And then the next one is Cobalt Blue and Cobalt Teal. And then below that we have Cerulean Blue Deep and Cobalt Teal. And then just Cobalt Teal. And then Cobalt Teal and Cobalt Green. So now we have Cobalt Violet and Cobalt Green. I really wonder how much you could do with the Cobalt Violet and the Cobalt Green, because like I said, I wasn't expecting it. I keep going back and making comments on this, but I think it's a really neat color. Okay, so we have Cobalt Blue and Cobalt Green. There. And then Cerulean Blue Deep and Cobalt Green. And then Cobalt Teal and Cobalt Green. And then this is just Cobalt Green. Okay, so that is the chart. I really hope this was helpful for you guys, just to see the array of colors that are possible with this set. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.